Hi, my name's Karen and this is my final weight loss journey. Today is Tuesday the 9th of April. Last time I spoke to you I had got my referral from my doctor to go and see a bariatric surgeon, and I had my two dates. I had my specialist appointment for 29th of May to see Fiona Nancarrow, and I had Michael's appointment on June 6th. Since then I've actually seen the specialist, Fiona Nancarrow. Last week I get a phone call from Sally at Michael's office saying, can you come in for an appointment? We've got a cancellation for tomorrow. So I was like, yep, I'll grab that one. So my appointment was for 9:45 on Wednesday morning last week, and got there a bit early. It was 9:15 because it's on the outskirts of the city, so I wanted to get there a little bit earlier, get a park and get in there, because I'd never been to that office before or that hospital. And Sally was very warm and welcoming, and I had a few nerves going in, but once I got in there and started talking to her, I was fine, no dramas. And lucky for me, the first appointment of the day hadn't rocked up yet, so she said, you may as well go in. Fiona was ready to see patients, and her first one wasn't there, so double bonus, got in early, which was good because it meant that I only had an hour and a half off work. Took a bit of time off in the morning just to go and see the specialist. Anyway, so I got in there, and I guess we just really had a chat, and I told her, I'm after the sleeve, and she asked, why? What are your reasons behind it? Why did you choose a sleeve over banding? And what's different about this weight loss to others? What methods of weight loss have you tried? So I rattled off all the drugs that I've been on and all the diets that I've been on and the weight loss centres and everything else, and said to her, have I missed any? And she said, oh no, you've pretty much covered them all, which, I have. She went into my medical history, the background, about diabetes in my family, heart conditions in my family, why I want to stick around, not want to go down that path that my grandmother went down, and then weigh-in time. So nervously stepped up on the scales, and as I said in my previous video, I was 118, hovering sort of 118, 120, and that's what's on my records at my doctor's surgery. And got on the scales, and I was 113.9, and she took the 0.9 off because I was wearing my shoes and clothes and stuff. Now, just remembering that since the 25th of March, I've been doing the Opti shakes. So I've been having an OptiFast for breakfast, an OptiFast for lunch, a small meal for dinner. So I've been having, trying to do high protein stuff like chicken salad, salmon and salad. I have actually had some carbs. I've had, very, very small bowl of pasta, but that's it, nothing else. So I've sort of really cut back because I knew that Michael would have that kind of diet for 2 weeks. So I've just been doing it now, and obviously it's paid off because I've actually lost 7 kilos since, my doctor's appointment. In 10 days I've lost 7 kilos, so I was really chuffed about that. But same old, if I came off that diet, no doubt I would be back to going up to 118, 120. Anyway, we had a little bit of a chat because I've had a procedure called a Nissen fundoplication. It's not something you see or hear or read about in the forum sites. It's not a common thing for people to have had this procedure and then go on to have a sleeve. And what the Nissen is, or the fundo is what it's really called, is you've got your stomach and you've got your esophagus, and because I had problems with reflux and heartburn after my pregnancy, and for many years the valve in your esophagus is actually called a sphincter valve as well. and that was corroding away from all the heartburn and acid reflux and stuff. So it was quite dangerous for me to go on having the reflux because it is cancer causing. So I had this procedure called the Nissen, and what it does is the fundo, which is the top of your stomach, is it's wrapped around. So they grab your stomach and they wrap it around your esophagus, and it sits like that, and it's like another valve. So I can't actually vomit, I can't burp. The only reason I can burp is if I have air trapped, between my mouth and where the fundo, the new sleeve is, the new valve is, which is horrible because if you get drunk or gastro or whatever, and all you want to do is chuck your guts up, you can't do it. You dry reach, and ends up coming out, too much information coming out the other end. So I've had that procedure, and I spoke to her about that, whether the surgeon would take that down to perform the sleeve, because obviously where your stomach is, they cut it so that you've got like a banana shape stomach left, but because the top of mine has this, it's wrapped around my esophagus, he would have to, maybe cut away, leave that intact and then cut, which means they're not cutting as much stomach away, which then also means that that Gerline or Gerlin, whatever that's called, the hormone that they take away, it's all through your stomach, that reduces your hunger. There would be a bit more in there, so I could possibly end up being hungrier than other people, but everyone's different, and it depends on your mindset and how you go with your journey and stuff. So I talked to her about it, and Michael has performed the sleeve and kept the fundo intact, and he has also performed the procedure and taken the Nissen fundification down and just performed a normal sleeve. So I guess my decision now is to weigh up whether it's worth me having it left there and have more of this hormone in me so that it makes me hungry, and the possibilities of stretching my stomach. Do I have the willpower and the mindset to not eat as much and obviously not stretch my sleeve? And if I do have the fundo taken down, then is this going to be causing me severe reflux for the rest of my life? Is it going to corrode away the rest of the valve that's left, or potentially cause cancer down the track? So that'll be something I'll be discussing in depth with the surgeon when I see him. Anyway, so I had obviously had my appointment with Fiona, and it went really well, and we had a really good lengthy discussion. I was in there for about an hour talking to her, and so she said, well, since your appointment with me has was brought forward, we'll go and speak to Sally at the front and see if there's any appointments to see Michael a bit earlier, because it would have meant I'd seen Fiona on like the 5th of April and then have to wait all the way down till the 6th of June to see Michael. So it was a long gap in between appointments. And so luckily for me, there was another appointment available on the 6th of June. So we changed it to the 6th of June. So that meant I had 5-6 weeks to wait or something. 5 weeks, I think. It was just over. Anyway, in my discussion with my doctor, and she went through my medical history and stuff, and I'd had a Holter monitor previously, so and she heard that I had a slight murmur, and I'd never had an echocardiogram done before, so she wanted me to have one. So I booked in to go and see the heart specialist on Friday, which is in the same building but 2 floors down. So of course I had to take more time off work to go and have that done. I had that done Friday afternoon. What was that? That was the 5th, 4th. I must have seen Fiona on the 3rd and my echocardiogram on the 5th, so I'm just referring to my notes. So I had the echocardiogram done, and they said, we'll send your results to the referring doctor, which is Fiona, and ring next week. And today is Tuesday the 9th of April, so exactly 1 month today, I should be seeing my surgeon. And yet again today, phone call at work, and it was Sally from Michael's office, and I started thinking, oh my God, it's Michael's office, and I answer my phone, and they have a cancellation for tomorrow. So I'm seeing the surgeon tomorrow. So it's really been a fast track progression for me. From, as soon as I decided, I'm going to have it done, my first doctor's appointment with my GP for my referral was on the 28th of March, and here we are, the 9th of April. So it's been just over 2 weeks, really. And I've seen my GP, I've seen the specialist, I've seen a heart specialist and had an echocardiogram, and now tomorrow I'm going to see my surgeon. So I've written up a list of questions that I want to ask him. I'll try and be quick because I don't like long videos myself, and here it is 11 minutes in. So I'll just quickly run through. First question is, I'm going to ask him about my Nissan. I mean, obviously I'll sit there and ask, listen to what he's got to say, and then going on what he said, I need to speak to him about my Nissan, whether I get it taken down, whether he keeps it there, just weigh up the pros and cons of that. So that's my main question, and concerns of complications of doing either, because it's a more in-depth surgery because of it. So that's my main thing. But the usual questions that everybody asks is the amount that I have to pay, the anaesthetist, how much it costs for him. I already know my hospital visit's going to cost me $50 a night because of my private health cover. I have a $50 gap a night. The payment, what does it cover? Does it cover my dietitians and follow-up appointments and psychologists and stuff? What does my money actually get me? I know it's going to cost me about $3,000 just for the co-payment for my specialist, the surgeon. Little questions like, how long's my hospital stay? How long will I have off work? At this stage, I'm thinking, just going on what other people have said on Facebook sites that I'm on and forums and stuff, that people usually take about 2 weeks off, but after a week they're pretty much ready to go back to work. But I'm going to take a week's sick leave and then put in for a week's annual leave as well, so I'm not using up my whole 10 days sick leave. I haven't had any for over a year, so I've saved them up. But that'll I'll save 5 days for later on in the year for if I have to have time off to go to see other specialists or doctor's appointments or get bloods done or anything like that. So that's the other thing. Ask if there's any restrictions post-op, as in lifting and driving and stuff like that, which I guess you manage your own pain threshold and common sense of what you should be lifting and stuff like that. Ask him if we need to take some sort of supplements after, like post-op. Post-op. I know some people recommend biotin, some people say multivitamins, chewable ones, because you can't swallow big tablets. And just ask him about special things that I need at home post-op, as in because the first few days I won't want to go shopping and stuff, so I want to make sure I've got special foods and drinks and medications and vitamin supplements, whatever. I think that's about it for this blog. So obviously tomorrow I'll go and see my surgeon, so once I've got a bit of information from him, I think I'll probably end up getting a date tomorrow as well, so fingers crossed. So I'll get back to you after I've seen my surgeon and see if I have any other news for you. I'll probably have the results of my echocardiogram as well, so hopefully that went well and that's not going to impede my surgery. So talk to you then. Bye.